So this is the feedback tutorial for number 1, integers, powers and roots. In these tutorials we're just going to focus on 3 key questions from the assessment. So the 3 topics we're going to focus on are estimating, knowing square and cube numbers, and finding the lowest common multiple and highest common factors. So 3 broad areas, starting with estimating. The skills you need to be able to estimate an answer at grade E are no different from the skills you're going to use to achieve a grade C. The questions you need to ask yourself are exactly the same. So we want to estimate the value of 79 times 5.1. Estimating is not guessing. We have to choose which numbers we use in a very logical way, and this is how we do it. We look at the first digit. The first digit of this number is 7. The 7 is in the tens column, so we've got 2 choices. This is either going to be 70 or 80 when we round it. And we know from looking at this number 79 is going to be nearer to 80. In fact, we know any number more than 75 is going to be nearer to 80, and that's why 75 or more will round up. If we look then at the second number, the first digit is 5, so this will either be 5 or 6. The next digit is less than 5, so we know it's closer to 5, so estimate our calculation using the values 80 instead of 79 and 5 instead of 5.1. So now we need to multiply 80 and 5 together. I know 8 times 5 is 40, so 80 times 5 must be 10 times bigger. So our answer is 400. And in this question you will get 1 mark for correctly writing down the new calculation, and you'll get 1 mark for correctly writing down your answer. We're going to jump now straight to the grade C question, where you're using the same skills to estimate this calculation. When we choose in the first digit, we call that the first significant figure. 1 significant figure. So in the case of 103.2, the first significant figure is the 1, meaning we're rounding to the nearest 100, because it's in the hundreds column. So it's either going to be 100 or 200, and this is obviously 100. For the second number, we're looking at 3, which is 30, so it's 30 or 40. 100 times 30 divided by 10 or 20, this is closer to 20, so it's 100 times 30 divided by 20. Again, in this question you get 1 mark for correctly writing down an approximate calculation. 100 times 30 is 300 and an extra 10. So 100 times 3 times 10 divided by 20. One lot of 10s are going to cancel each other out, so it leaves us with 300 divided by 2, which is 150, and you get your second mark for correctly identifying the correct answer. If you need to practice estimating answers further, then I suggest grade C Maths Watch. This is on the iPad, but you can log on to mathswatchvle.com, or you can download the app, and that's clip 101. Next we said we were going to have a look at square and cube numbers. That's back to question 5. Really, this question is about correctly interpreting each of these symbols. So the first one, the square root of 64. That's the number you have to times by itself in order to make 64. And 64 is 8 times 8. 4 to the power of 3. What does that mean? 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 64. Little 3 above the root sign means you've now got a cubed root. So what number times by itself 3 times makes 8? And the only possible answer here is 2. It's the only answer. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. And then finally 2 to the power of 5. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. There we have it. If you need to practice square and cube numbers, that's MathsWatch clip number 46. Understanding squares, cubes and roots, and that's in the grade D pack. And now finally looking at writing 18 as a product of its prime factors. What does that look like? So any two factors of 18 to start with, 2 and 9. 2 is a prime number, 9 is not. 2 prime factors of 9, 3 and 3. So as a product of its prime factors, 18 is 2 times 3 times 3, which is 2 times 3 squared. Second part of this question asks us to find the least common multiple. That's the lowest multiple of both numbers. So least common multiple. Remind ourselves what multiple means. It's the times table. 12, 2 12s are 24, 3 12s are 36, 4 12s are 48, 5 12s are 60. May or may not need to go further. 118 is 18, 2 18s are 36, and there we have two numbers that are common. The smallest number that's in both times tables is 36. If you want to use MathsWatch to help revise prime factors, you're looking for this one, clip number 95. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and you could have picked up an extra 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 marks, which in real terms is equivalent to a GCSE grade.